comparing a string object. If you remember, in the previous chapter we said that a string is not the primitive data type. Primitive data type are those data type that we can write two numbers, they are equal each other. An example of that one is, for example, we have an integer x is equal to 10, and we're going to say if x equal to 10, then do A, otherwise else, for example, do B. So we had this scenario, but when we come to a string is no longer a primitive data type. A string, it's an object, and when it is an object, let's look at this example right now so I can explain it better. I have a program, and right here I have a string name 1 Mark, a string name 2 Mary, and when I'm putting a value on a string name 1, in fact I won't put it in this one. This is string name 1 because it is an object, is pointing to object, a string object Mark, and it got a field, and one field of that object containing a word Mark. And when I'm going to say name 2 is the address which is pointing to a string 2, and a string 2 is an object which is contained the word Mary. So when I try to compare, I cannot use the example like before. For example, right here I'm going to say if name 1 equal to name 2. This is not a correct one. This is an error. We cannot use this one. Or I have it right here, if name 1 equal to name 2. I think I put a single quotation right here, should be double equal sign for name 1. So name 1 and name 2, this is arrow. The way that I have to compare these two objects, so name 1 and name 2, they are object. I have to treat them like an object. What I mean by that one, I have to use the name 1 dot equal. Equal is a method inside the string class, which is take the value of the address and compare the value of the next address, pointed address, and compare to each other. So in this example, we're going to say if name 1 equal name 2, then display something to output that name 1 and name 2 they are equal. Otherwise display no, they are not equal. For your information, if you remember in the previous chapter, we covered that the string name 1 is an object. When it is an object, that object has totally different, has a lot of method. One of the method, the one was links, referring to previous chapter. The other one to lower. The other method, it was to upper. The other was to char, and we adding one more equal. Equals name dot equal, and right here we're going to put the other component name 2 right here, this example. Or equal ignore case, and right here example, in this example we have to open parenthesis, close parenthesis, and we're putting name 2. These are also the two options that we can compare on the string. Let's go look at this example and run the same example. Let me clear right here, and a string 1, a string 2. I'm gonna bring this one right here down so you can see that one better. Let me bring it in the corner of the screen, the JGraph, so you can see the output, and I have to shrink so you can see the output right here. So I compare it to a string, compile it, compilation successful, run it, and because these two names they are similar, they're gonna say Mark and Mary are the same name. And if we comparing the name 2 and name 3, right here the next one, we're going to say name 2 and name 2 they are not equal. However, if I'm going to change this one to 3 and compile it and run it, it is a new string. And let's say clear the screen and run it, and you're going to say Mark, because the Mark and Mary they are two different names, so you're going to jump to the else, and you're going to say Mark and right here Mary, compile it, execute it, continue that one, and you're going to set Mark and Mary are not the same. Mark and Mary are not the same. As I mentioned over here, we had these are the member, or let's say method, which is included in the object string, and there are a couple more. One of them is also the same one that I said, equal ignore case or compare to case, compare to ignore case. They are both of this object, they are similar objects.